I did no harm to any of your people in that club. I went backstage. Right?
Hello, ladies and genitals. Today I'm going to be talking about Elphaba and her scabies. Again. So I made a video earlier on in the week about Elphaba having scabies and going out. Well, she's still doing it. And because of this, she's actually been banned from a nightclub. The nightclub in question is called Heaven, which I believe is a gay bar in London, located near Covent Garden. Now, the last video I made reached a lot more screens than I thought it would, and because of that, I've had many people share with me their experience with scabies. And what I've learned is that people heal and recover at completely different rates to each other. Like, some people say, oh, it's not a bad thing, you recover after like a day. And some people are saying, I had it for weeks, like I couldn't go out. But what I can't get over is someone being on medication whilst saying they are still slightly contagious and going out to public places. That I cannot fathom. Now, I say this because prior to the big nightclub incident where she had a meltdown on live after being kicked out, she actually got kicked out of a restaurant, which was actually just Starbucks. And I know this isn't brand new news, like, I'm not claiming this is some like exclusive information that I have, but I'm just gonna play this for context, really.
So I'm live right now, obviously, and I'm on TikTok, and I'm just vlogging, eating, and just chilling. So what's the problem with that?
Probably having scabies, you know, that might be it. Now, that might have something to do with it. But basically, she actually goes on to say that because she has a handy little hand sanitizer, that she is free to go anywhere that she desires. And maybe so. I'm not a doctor. I don't know these things. But this is just my opinion, right? If you are in need of some sort of medication or even antibacterial spray, you probably should still be at home. Like, surely it's just not worth the risk. And she wears the same clothes over and over again. And you can see from her lives that she normally has piles and piles of clothes in the corner of her room, like just stacked up. And as I've said before, on the official NHS website, which for the Americans means National Health Service, it's basically our health service, they tell us that clothes need to be washed at 50 degrees Celsius, which is around 120 degrees Fahrenheit. But if those clothes aren't being washed, those germs are not being killed. They're not gonna die. And then you are putting those same garments back on your skin and you're going out into the public. And you wonder why people are annoyed with you. And you wonder why you get kicked out of Starbucks. I liked whipped cream with my iced mocha, not mites. But Elphaba almost gives the game away to this poor employee.
I don't have this, and I'm allowed out everywhere. Because I'm not contagious anymore because I've had the cream.
Not that contagious. Not really good enough, is it? If you want a compelling argument to not be ejected from this fine eating and drinking establishment, I'd probably recommend sounding sincere. I'm not that contagious, only a little bit. I'll only put a few mites on your seats. It doesn't really cut the mustard, does it? And regardless of what the internet tells you, I've had people tell me from direct experience that they've received it from surfaces or something as little as a hug. So I'm sure sitting in the same seat someone's just spent the last like 20 minutes sitting in, there's a possibility there. And before I get some boffin go, oh, you can't spread it through a seat. Why has she been advised to take sprays out with her then? Riddle me that one, big brains. And she was supposedly supposed to wear latex gloves for a while. Do you see any prostate exam gloves on her hands right now? No gloves. But then the unique looking TikToker decides to leave the coffee shop. Well, is removed. And a couple of days later decided, let's hit the town. In the same clothes. Yes, the same clothes that she wore when she uttered the words, I'm not that contagious. Now, I believe these events take place like 2 days apart from each other, so there is a possibility that the coat could have been washed. And the rest? Herself? Nah, probably not. No, but let's be realistic here. The person in question is someone who is, you know, notorious for not being the most hygienic person, right? I'm not going to actually try and mock someone the way they live their life. Let's be honest, from what we've seen with our own eyes, our own observations, she's not the most hygienic person on this platform. And there are many reviews, her comments, who would agree with that. Because I just want to say that's just an observation, right? I'm not defending her, but like, I don't want to just straight up say someone's disgusting, because that's a bit rude. Although so is spreading scabies. I just want to be realistic. This music is copyrighted. I don't want to get a strike. I don't know how much of this sound I can use, but look at this poor man. Poor man. Clearly an enjoyable experience. Not annoying for anyone around. But please, can we check up on that guy in the background? But in all honesty, does Elphaba ever not stream? Like, at this point, I wonder what part of her life isn't documented. Surely this can't be enjoyable for anyone. Like, you can't do anything without anyone seeing it. However, this little escapade from Elfie was, unfortunately for her, short-lived, because she got kicked out of here too.
I did no harm to any of your people in that club. I went backstage, right? Because my friend was there and they were booked in for a show in that place. They told me to go backstage. I asked security. That was fine. That wasn't my fault. The security let me backstage. I got banned for that. I got banned for security. I got banned. Let me tell you one thing. So security let me backstage, right? Security, right? Security. They let me backstage meet my friend, and I got banned for that. I got banned for that.
They're just haters.
That's what I'm saying.
Haters.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's not fair.
Not fair. Really not fair.
Or because they probably had many people saying, that person over there screaming, howling, barking whilst recording herself, whatever she's doing, has contagious skin mites. And security have probably gone, oh, for fuck's sake, how's this happened then? Piss off. But also, one thing, notice the coat. This was the exact coat worn when she got booted out of Starbucks. Leave a like if you think this coat was not washed, but also the people around her, they ought to take a look at themselves. Why do people have to act as enablers for this sort of entitled behaviour? Just standing there shouting things to try and hype her up when she's been removed from a club for having a contagious skin condition. Let's hope they didn't get too close. Like we all know, right, if you've had a drink before, you know that when alcohol's involved, everything's a bit more exaggerated, right? And if you constantly have people telling you you're doing nothing wrong whilst you've had a few drinks, you might be a bit more easily manipulated. So naturally, if you're not the most mature person in the world, and let's remember who we're dealing with, you're more likely to do stupid things. But there does come a point in your life where you have to grow up and have some sort of independency about you. Like you need some sort of accountability, and you need to maybe not listen to the people around you so much if they're just going to tell you everything that you do is right. But after being kicked out of clubs, bars, coffee shops, all of the finest eating establishments, probably the pharmacy too, Elphaba has a career change. Sort of. She becomes a connoisseur of the finest takeaway cuisine.
This is cold. This is medium, warm, so it's like just hot.
Nice. Thanks for that. But I will not show any more of this because the sound of people eating loudly and not knowing how to close their mouth when they eat makes me want to throw my headphones out the window. But I must say, this really is the pinnacle of content. Rating takeaways. Yes, I might do it myself, actually. But after this insightful media, Elphaba has a question for us, which she words in a very polite manner.
And I want you to say this right now. Stop talking about my fucking scabies.
I'm really sorry, Elphaba. I'm really sorry for saying things that you don't like. It's almost like people don't want to catch scabies from you. But hey ho, you just keep soldiering on and providing people with the best possible content that you can manage. And ideally hope you get all the Pudsey bears and roses. But one last thing I do genuinely want to say, like, on a more serious note, please can you refrain from leaving transphobic comments down below in my comment section? Like, it's really unneeded. No matter what Elphaba does to, you know, upset or annoy people, like, taking away someone's basic human right for gender identity is not the answer. That is just never okay. Transphobia will never be accepted in any of my social media platforms, and I plead with you that you accept that. It's such a lazy and poor way to try and find a way to make fun of someone. So if you are thinking about leaving transphobic comments, please refrain from pounding your stupid fingers and thumbs into your keyboard, because I don't want it. No one wants to see it. It's not wanted here, and no, I won't be calling Elphaba he. I merely make these videos because I want to entertain people, right? And if I can inform someone on a relevant topic by giving relevant updates, then yeah, sure, that's a bonus too. Whether it's drama or scabies, these videos are made with the best intentions, and I don't want anyone to, you know, be the victim of hate based on something I produce. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video, and please do take what I just said on board. But please do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. You guys absolutely smashed it with the support in the last video, and I'm forever grateful for that. And subscribing is completely free, and you can always unsubscribe at any moment if you get sick of the sight of my stupid ugly face. And yeah, cheers. Bye.